Now let's talk trade deadline. I think last week was kind of depressing because the Niners lost to the Texans. They scored 10 points. They looked like a team that was bad. But I think the Niners have looked like that most of the time they faced AFC teams. I don't know what that's about. But going back to last year, they've been losing to AFC teams they should beat. They go against an NFC team they should beat, they smack them. And you look at their schedule, this is a team that's probably going to be 9-4 at the bye week. So, again, are they the best team in the league? Absolutely not. But as long as you have a record like that and there's no clear dominant contender, favorite in the league, just keep putting yourself in a good position. And I thought you have this opportunity at the trade deadline. What do you need? Not really a wide receiver. You got two coming back in Ricky Pearsall and Brandon Ayuk. You'd love an offensive lineman, but that's not available. Don't need a tight end. Don't need a running back as long as Brian Robinson Jr. is playing like this and Christian McCaffrey's still healthy. You need defense because, 10-point win, but what did the defense do well in this game? Did they rush the quarterback well? Did they defend the run well? Did they tackle well? Did they cover well? I don't think so. Any player on defense, whether it's a middle linebacker, an outside linebacker, a defensive tackle, a defensive end, maybe they don't need a corner, but they could use a safety. Although Malik Mustafa had a pretty good game in this game after being super rusty last week, and Jair Brown had that nice pass breakup in the end zone. I didn't think he was going to get to that one. So maybe they don't need a safety just yet, but like anyone in the front seven would be great. And I think they're going to make a deal. They have to make a deal. They can't sit pat at 6-3 and say, you know what, we're not that good. What message would that send to their own players? Hey, I know you guys really worked your ass off and fought really hard and won some improbable games, but we just think you're mid. So we're not going to do anything. Sorry. I think it would energize Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, George Kittle. Like, hey, guys, an older team, a lot of injuries. We believe in you. It's why we signed you. It's why we put this team together. It wasn't a wait and see year. It was a go for it year. And look at us. We're freaking 6-3. Why not? Be smart. Be prudent. Don't trade away a first-round pick. Maybe don't trade away a second-round pick. But try to find a good deal, someone affordable, on defense, and keep in mind how bad you are at drafting. Round 3, Nick Martin, Jake Moody, Cam Latu, like Danny Gray. You've had some of the worst third-round picks in the history of the third round. Trade a third-round pick. You're going to get another third-round pick back and a comp pick anyway. Trade a third-round pick. It's just a guy you're going to whiff on in the draft and get someone who can help you right now and next year. Keon White was a start, but you could do a lot better. And again, I think the Niners will. I think it'd be such a bad look to trade Juwan Jennings away and add nothing after losing Gross Matos and Mykel Williams back-to-back. It'd be a really bad look. And I think there's a lot of pressure from the locker room, from George Kittle, from Christian McCaffrey, from Trent Williams. Like, yeah, we're healthy. We're here. We're working our asses off. We're fighting like hell. Help us out because we don't have enough. And as good as their record is, as hard as they're fighting, it seems like they can't really withstand that many more injuries. And it's every week. Trent Williams after the game was talking about the straw that will break the camel's back. Well, maybe it wasn't Mykel Williams, but the next one could be, unless they make an interesting trade. Why not? You have nothing to lose. Probably you could get a guy wholesale. Considering you need everything on defense, can't go wrong. How about, obviously the Dolphins they're an obvious trade target. They have Mike McDaniel. They have a lot of the same scheme over there. They're tanking. They fired their general manager. What does Miami have to offer? Well, they have those pass rushers, although they all have injury history, and maybe the Niners should stop adding players with injury history given their track record with players who don't even have injury histories. But they do have an older safety who was a first-round pick who just might, be interesting. What if they traded Juwan Jennings to the Dolphins for Minkah Fitzpatrick? I'm saying, the Dolphins need a wide receiver. They lost Tyreek Hill. Mike McDaniels coached Juwan Jennings before. He'd be a nice compliment to Jalen Waddle. Uh, they don't need Minkah Fitzpatrick. They're not going anywhere. Trade him the Niners. You could have Minkah Fitzpatrick and Malik Mustafa playing side by side in the secondary. That's a pretty good safety tandem. I'm just trying to think of clever little ways to make this team 1% better. I'm not saying if you trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick, you win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying trade a second-round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's about 37. No, he's not that old. But how about Juwan for him? I know I was doom and gloom last week after the Texans lost. That was a pathetic loss. I was playing the long game, though. I was figuring if I was just like, oh, it's just one loss. No. Got to make sure that doesn't happen twice. And I think that I did a great job this week as quality control, really sticking it to the Niners and made sure that they understood how serious that loss was last week. Boom. Look at this performance here. Not Kyle Shanahan's best performance, but the players showed up. Last week, they seemed exhausted before the game started. This week, I thought it was going to be more of the same because they didn't stay on the East Coast. They went back home. I guess they didn't need it. Good for them. I'm freaking tired. Houston, New Jersey, back-to-back. Are you kidding me? I could not have played a football game today. I think I'm going to have to retire from the NFL. I just don't have it anymore. 37 years old. I can't make that one guy miss. You know what I mean? I just can't make him like I used to. It's too bad. G-Dog says, beard looking fire. Thank you very much. I'm trying something new. Ryan G. Hensley said to grow up the beard and my hair, and I'm trying. I feel like it looks pretty good. Lil Bebe SF says, Puka just got hurt again to the locker room. Saying the division is wide open. Like, yeah, the Seahawks look really good. Guess what? The Niners already beat them, and their quarterback is Sam Darnold, who's good. He's demonstrably good. He's had 2 good seasons in a row, but in a big game, are you scared of Sam Darnold? If the Niners had to face Sam Darnold in the playoffs, would they lose? Mac Jones could beat Sam Darnold in the playoffs. Sam Darnold is going to beat Sam Darnold in the playoffs. That's sort of his history. Anyway, I'm back on the Niners bandwagon. Mac Jones for MVP, Kyle Shanahan for Coach of the Year, and Grant Cohn for quality control of the millennium.